is going up, and you can join us when you power up at Career Conference 2025.
That is a fun video. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to Boss Babe Week 3. We're so glad you're here. If you've missed the previous events, don't worry about it. You can always catch up, keep moving forward. We're really excited about all the education that comes with this program. So, right now, we'd like to recognize whoever's gotten some points this last week from the last who Ann Newberry was first, and then we had no Ann Newberry was last week. So your points from last week, if you could put them in the chat, we'd love to celebrate you. And also if you have any sales, because those would be part of your points. And if anybody's earned their gardening set, that's the powered up prize yet. I know I've earned mine. I can't wait for it to get here. That means I have to garden, I guess. Ew. Anybody?
I wear the pink gloves. I don't care if I garden or not. They're cute.
They are so cute. I might just have to leave them in my kitchen because they're so cute. So anybody have any points they want to report or anything they want to share, go ahead and put it in the chat. And then we're going to move on to announcements with Kelly. Oh, yay, Hilda.
You guys go ahead and keep, as the meeting goes on, if you haven't added up your points, feel free to do that and keep typing them in the chat. Melanie, congrats.
Woohoo! All right, so we're going to go ahead and go on over to Miss Kelly for announcements.
Oh, no, that's me.
Oh, you, sorry.
That's okay. And I don't know, we don't necessarily need to be spotlighted, but there I am. Okay, so, and I think grab yourself a piece of paper and I want you to write down these words. And by the way, Janine says she earned her gardening set. Yay. Hilda has a new team member. So recognition is still rolling in. It's exciting. So write down these words. When you work, you win. Okay. And if you want to personalize it to yourself, say, when I work, I win. But write those words down because we're going to be talking about all the ways that you have to win this week. And I was in the middle of organizing my thoughts. And so hopefully, yes. Okay, so here are ways you can win. First of all, register for Career Conference. What did you think of the Career Conference video? I actually I guess we saw that at Leadership in San Antonio, but I had forgotten about it. So it was like watching it for the first time. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And so recognition for Career Conference, Pearls of Sharing. They talked about the Pearls of Sharing. Everybody can get your Pearls of Sharing. That is something that is absolutely within everyone's capability. And then there's the top 10 prizes here that are showing up on the screen. The DIQ challenge is pretty cool, but I think we all need to come home from Career Conference wearing those Pearls of Sharing. I'm excited about that. And you don't know so you get the Pearls of Sharing by having one new qualified team member between December 1st and February 28th. But for every new qualified team member you have, your name goes into a drawing to win the prizes at the bottom of the page there, the beautiful pearl set and that really cute chain wallet is what they're calling it, Tory Burch. So, I mean, those are absolutely adorable. I would love to walk away with those. So, so you want to win, but don't just stop when you just get one, because the more you have, the more chances you have to win. And here are the top 10 prizes, so that they'll be recognizing top 10 beauty consultant court of sales, top 10 sales director court of sales. That's what the beautiful blue bag is there. And then the Queen's Court of Sharing top 10 will get that beautiful pashmina scarf, and units top 10 in unit sales, the really cool blue sunglasses, which I love that those are the colors that Miranda said are in for winter. So they're going to just make us put us right there in style. And then these, so let's see. If you are on target for one of the items, you get the necklace. And then if you're on target for double star or triple star, you will get the necklace and the earrings. And those double star and triple star get on stage recognition too. So I'm all about opportunities to walk across the stage. So, and we can register coming up February 7th. That is next week. So I'm excited about that. And what else do we need to know here? There's your registration fee. Oh, and then the other thing is, and now we can probably put the other screen. Janice, our national sales director, is doing a luncheon. So the format of career conference, if you've been before, it's going to be different this time. And instead of having a big general session on Friday night that lasts late into the evening, there is going to be afternoon and evening career path classes. But before that, at noon on Friday the 14th in Santa Clara, Janice is having a luncheon, and it is selling out. So you want to make sure that you reserve your spot at the luncheon. It's only $44. Reserve your spot at the luncheon and do that now, even before, because again, it's selling out already. And then make sure you register for the career conference when it opens up on the 7th.
I'll get that flyer pulled up. I apologize, Melanie.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's see.
But Janice's luncheon is selling out, you guys, because it's limited seating. And so it's $44. So all you've got to do is text your director or call her and say, I'll Venmo you the 44. Janice doesn't want payment from consultants. It gets too crazy. She wants the directors to send in the money with the list of the consultants. Does that make sense? So just pay your director the 44, and it is lunch on Saturday. Correct, Melanie?
That is correct. Hang on, because I have it pulled up here on my.
It's lunch on Friday?
Let's see.
Oh, I knew that. You're right. Sorry.
Yep.
You're right. It is lunch on Friday.
Yeah. So lunch on Friday. And yeah, so it's actually the thing that kicks it off. And she's got all kinds of recognition lined up. It's going to be awesome. And she even had something about a trivia contest. So that sounds fun. Yes. And Patsy,
And speaking of that, Melanie, I think it would be amazing if our group swept all the prizes for the trivia contest. So I'm thinking, I'm dead serious. So I'm thinking over the next couple of weeks, we're going to throw out a couple trivia questions to you guys. And it'll be things like, how many kids did Mary Kay have and what are their names? So we're going to be tracking you guys, because I think it would be great if our area was the only group that knew all the trivia questions. Just saying. So
we're going to study, is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a great idea. Okay. Janice has some events coming up. So tomorrow night is a beauty event. She's got the two makeup artists, Jackie and Amanda from the company. They're going to come on and they're going to talk to us about the smoky eye look and taking a daytime look into the evening. So, they are always so knowledgeable, not just about the products, but knowledgeable also about, here we go. They're also knowledgeable about fashion and makeup techniques. So they're awesome. It is also, there's going to be Kate Spade giveaways for guests, and it will be translated into Spanish if you have a Spanish speaking person. So that is tomorrow, 6:00 Pacific time. Be there, make sure your guests put their name in the chat, first and last name, and make sure they're on time. Just because they need to be there on time, just saying. Okay, and then that's Wednesday. Thursday night, we have National Sales Director Karen Reidel, who's talking. She's going to be telling her story. She should look familiar because she's the one that is hosting the Boss Babe series. So we're going to get to hear from her. And then we're also next Wednesday, and we're giving you a whole week of notice on this one. Next Wednesday, the beauty event is a mother and daughter makeover or skincare class.
Hold on.
So, yep. It's in there. I know it is.
No, it is. It's right here.
Yep. So we're giving you a heads up on that. Why do you think we're giving you heads up? A week's notice, because we want you to give you a chance to get samples to your guests. So they don't have to have samples, but it's way more fun for them when they have samples to play along with. So you've got a week. Let's get your guests confirmed and get them their samples ahead of time so that they can enjoy that. That is next week. And then the last thing that I have before I turn over to Kelly, and we're kind of going through this fast because we want to make sure you guys have time to enjoy the Boss Babe series and have it. Oh, I forgot about the red event is next week too. So yeah, since it's there, if you are in a red jacket and you're eligible for this, don't miss it. If you are not in a red jacket and not eligible, you're missing it by not being there. So I
just want to really quickly, Melanie, congratulate Hilda. Hilda just got her third team member yesterday. So Hilda's a brand new red jacket and she'll be able to go to the red jacket event for the very first time.
That's fantastic. Congratulations, Hilda. I am so, so proud of you. And I see Heather, she kind of nodded her head that you're missing it. So were you on last month's, Heather? You're muted. Okay, 2 months ago. Okay, and it was, but so if you think about something that you got from that was really awesome, that if you want to pop in the chat, that would be great. Or if you want to share it.
I just think any opportunity you have to get that extra tidbit in the extra trainings, it's well worth it. That's why the more we move up the path, the more we get. So it's worth it. Don't miss it. I'm missing it. Don't miss it.
All right, that's great. Thank you. So lastly, if you missed the big news that was surprise to everybody that came out on the 26th, was a new product that everybody got to order early. So normally directors were like all excited about being able to secretly order products early, but everybody got to order this product. I have it here because the new Great Heights mascara. Awesome stuff. I am very excited about this. I a lot of times skip mascara because of the way it feels on my lashes. It feels stiff, it feels crunchy. This does not. So I'm excited about that. Here we go. If you have 4 things that if you're looking for 4 things, it is conditioning, so it doesn't make your lashes crunchy. It is lengthening, makes extra length. Look at hers, isn't that fabulous? Extra length. It has a lightweight feel. And the last thing is, it is long lasting. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't flake. So fantastic product. Don't miss out on this, get this, and ask your director if she's doing any kind of promotion regarding like pre-selling these. But I'm excited to have it. You guys don't want to miss it. And did I miss anything, or are we ready to turn over to Miss Kelly Magoon? I think we are. So let's see.
Okay, hi ladies. We're excited to be here with you tonight. And this week, who has blazed the trail? Anyone? Has anyone blazed their trail? Anyone know what that means? Oh, I see some laughter. Well, so we've been blazing the trail for 3 weeks. And who has enjoyed doing their, oops, I forgot to get it, but did anyone do their Linda Tubin circle and go out an hour or 2 or be well? Oh, good job, Heather. So, you keep hearing Heather's name and you keep hearing, is it Hilda's name? And it's because they're working. That means they're winning. Everyone just do that. Because thank you, Patsy. Thank you. Because you know what? We really do that, right, Heather? When we win, we're like, we're so excited. And you can too. And Linda Tubin, she was masterful at teaching us
to go outside of really our comfort zone and be a trailblazer and go out north, south, east, and west. An hour, 2 hours, however far you're going to go. The furthest I've gone is 4.5 hours. I got a new team member and she blazed the trail all by herself. It was absolutely amazing. And her name is Sarah. And she is the sweetest thing. Now, she didn't stick into it like all of us, but she's there. And it's so worth it to me to drive those 4 hours. So you decide how far you will go. Then moving on to Karen Hook. Do you all remember the very first video we watched? Say one thing you got out of it. Do we remember?
With Jennifer Cook?
Yep. I meant Jennifer Cook, not Karen Cook. Thank you, Diane. Jennifer Cook. Heather, you're shaking your head. What do you remember from her?
Well, I just love all her personal stories, being right there with Mary Kay. I mean, I just think she had the front row seat to probably the most magical woman ever to exist to provide. So I just loved her stories, and just crazy to think.
You know, when we think about Mary Kay herself or Jennifer Cook and their accomplishments, we can say they worked in what they do.
When they work, they win.
Yep.
So yes, they worked just like Heather, and just like Hilda. Sorry, Hilda, I'm messing up your name. So when we work, we win. And that was proven by Jennifer Cook when she spoke, because look at where we're at today because of Mary Kay. And then we're going to move on over to Ann Newberry. Oh, there goes Heather again. Anybody else want to say anything about Ann Newberry? Melissa, you look like you want to speak. Heather? Okay, both of you. One of you come off. Whoever comes off first, speak. Go ahead, Melissa.
Well, with Ann Newberry, she's just was so successful and so together, but she's just so humble. And that was just very touching to me, because she's just so humble. And, you know, she's had all this success and just, you know, was like a wealth of knowledge, but she's like very humble. I just really admire that.
Yeah, she's very steady, huh?
Yeah.
That's why she's so steady.
Yeah.
Heather?
Sorry. Well, I liked with her, the way she talked about her neighbors and just how she talked about the product. And she, like, her director wanted her to become a director, and she just, okay, we're doing it. I guess we're doing it. You know, there was no stopping her, no overwhelm, no second guessing. She just went.
I think someone correct me, but I think it's 90% of our job is the mental capacity that we hold or we don't hold. So, so if we can be like Ann Newberry, if we can be like Jennifer Cook, if we could be like Mary Kay, Linda Tubin, take their example and blaze the trails. Yeah. Who is ready to blaze the trails? So talk to your director, and we're going to move on to our speaker for tonight.
So before I start the video, I want to read what Melanie put in the chat. And I hope you guys, if you didn't write this down from previous things, please write this down. She says, I loved when she said, when you aren't working, you get sluggish. When you get sluggish, you lose confidence. When you lose confidence, you lose belief. And you all know that if you don't believe you can do something, all the training in the world is not going to do you any good. If you've already decided that you can't do it. Notice on that 6 o'clock training I did, all those people that went out, they went out knowing that they're going to book on the spot and knowing that they're going to get a team member when they share that opportunity at their class. Their belief was very high. Therefore, their success rate was very high. So I appreciate that. Accountability. Nice, Hilda. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's go to Cindy Gress, who honestly, she could teach how to organize the trunk of your car and you'd want to take the class, because she is, no, I'm not kidding you. She is truly from Mary Kay's heart, as all of them are. She's just a phenomenal sharing person. So let me open this video real quick and we will boot her up here. And I just have to go in here really quick and screen share for this. All right, you guys, you ready to hear her? Let's go. I want to share sound in stereo. There we go.
Well, hello, Mary Kay Beauty Consultants. In the beginning of a brand new year, I'm so excited for the possibilities that lay in front of you as an entrepreneur, that lay in front of each and every one of us as we are in control of our own destiny. When I did the little bit of research that I did for y'all today, I found out that a trailblazer was somebody different than I thought they were. I found out that a trailblazer was a person who marked a new place and space, most importantly, for themselves. Well, you did that the second, probably for most of you, you signed your Mary Kay Beauty agreement. At least that's what it was for me. A new place and space that I was willing to go, that prior to that in my life, I had never been willing to go before. What happens when that happens? You're scared, you're nervous, you're worried, you're not sure if you can do it, you're not sure about what your family and friends are gonna say. What is happening? But I decided that I was going to do something different. And I decided that I didn't like people telling me what to do. And by that, I didn't mean that I didn't want people to mentor me, because I love that. By that, I didn't mean that I didn't want people to tell me what to do with respect to the success game. I love people telling me what to do when it comes to success. I hated people telling me what to do with a different agenda than I had. And that was my experience that I had working in corporate America, was their agenda was for the company, rightfully so, and that was the top priority, rightfully so, and that I got a benefit for working for them if I did what they told me to do. But that is not what I found in Mary Kay Cosmetics. I found people who were in my success corner. Now, some of those people said things to me that I didn't want to hear. There were a bunch of things that I was like, wait, what did you just say to me? Wait, are you kidding me? Yep, all those things. But they were more successful than me, and they were sanctioned as my mentors. Now, in the Mary Kay world, it's gotten a little muddy with who our mentor is. A mentor isn't just anybody who's ahead of you who speaks to you. That is not a mentor. A mentor is someone who is invested in your welfare of being successful. And so Mary Kay kind of set it up perfectly when she first started the business, right? It was the only way I get ahead is for you get ahead. So you're always, your best mentor is going to be the highest level that you can get to in your Mary Kay family that you were recruited in. That will always be the best alignment for your success. And so they said things to me that, I didn't necessarily want to hear, but I could hear them more easily than when my boss just told me to do something because it was going to be for the benefit of the company that I worked for. So trailblazing, I just love. I love that term. I love what it means. I love what it inspires in me, that I'm willing to go to places that most people, they're just not willing to go, y'all. You know, when you have a brand new business partner, how awesome that is, that we have to talk to 4 women to have one person say yes. That means only 1 out of 4 has the courage to be a trailblazer, and that's you. So you automatically are already a trailblazer. Now the question I think we're asking today is, how do I become a better trailblazer, a more courageous trailblazer, a person who can raise her beliefs and her hope and her joie de vivre, her joy of doing it. It's not just doing it, you have to do it joyfully and happily and be excited about it. So there were a couple of things that I did, of course, tied to a story. So I was in a place in my life when I signed my Mary Kay Beauty agreement that I didn't like my job. I didn't like getting up at 5:30 in the morning. I didn't like getting on the train. I didn't like coming home on the train. I didn't like the people I worked with. I didn't like a whole heck of a lot with what I was doing with the majority of my life. And I just wanted more of my life back. And so I decided that I was going to blaze a trail with Mary Kay Cosmetics. Once I found it, I was kind of halfway searching for something, but I don't even think I had enough inside of me to even really investigate anything properly. And this Mary Kay beauty consultant, what I call shanghaied me. You know, she told me she was in a contest. I ended up putting the product on my face. Once I had it on the face, I loved the product, didn't have the money for the product. She convinced me to do Mary Kay. The rest is history. It was after I signed my agreement and had the courage to tell the people that loved me that I was going to do Mary Kay and got past that part, that I decided to blaze a trail. And that happened on a very magical day, and I'll never forget it. I came home from New York City. I was about to go to my unit meeting because I was faithful there, because I knew part of blazing a trail is that I needed new strategies, because I was going to new places that I had never been before. So my strategies were not going to work. And one of the rules that they told me was to go to the meeting every single solitary week, no matter what. Mary Kay said, if you don't want to go to the meeting, you need the meeting. If you want to go to the meeting needs you. So irregardless, no matter what was happening in our life, we were supposed to go to the meeting. And I did. I only missed one meeting, which was a career conference, which I was the #1 director at. And I literally gave birth to Tommy the day of career conference. So that would have been an interesting career conference for me had I gone. Anyway, I was going to my unit meeting. And real quick, I would do a quick rejudge from the morning, 5:30 in the morning, makeup application to go to my meeting. I always either had a guest or I was introducing a new business partner, and my team was there once I had gotten into Mary Kay. But at this point, I was just building the muscle of going to my meeting, but I was always bringing a guest. I didn't really have a team there yet. Anyway, I got home and my showcase was there. That's how new I was. Yes, the second meeting I went to, I had a guest. My showcase was there. Penny was to meet me at the meeting, and it was on their front porch, and I couldn't help myself. I had to open it. I just had to open the box. And when I opened the box and I flipped over the little pink lid, I realized I should close the box and just go to the meeting. It was way too much. So when I got home, I opened the box. I was very encouraged because I was just home from my unit meeting, and there was a cassette tape. And I'm going to send Karen Rydell a picture of the cassette tape. In the cassette tape, Mary Kay Ash was one of the speakers on that tape. And she talked about how important it was to see 30 faces, and how that was going to bring me everything, and how I needed to keep doing that over and over and over again. Now, it was my understanding that this is just what new people did. They saw 30 faces. So there were a million trailblazers out there, but I had never blazed that trail in my life. And quite frankly, it scared me just a little bit. But I dedicated my internal self to knowing that I was never going to know if Mary Kay was going to work for me unless I blazed that trail. And by the way, side note, once I blazed it one time, I did it for the rest of my career. Mary Kay Cosmetics had to call me from the office as a national and tell me to stop doing it, because I had dedicated myself that deeply. Once I dedicated myself, well, I had to follow the strategies that the successful trailblazers were following. I was told this: go observe classes from the best people you can observe, the highest sellers, the highest recruiters. Go physically, get on a plane, a train, an automobile, do whatever you have to do to find out what strategies the successful people are using. Make sure you show up to your success meeting and every other educational event that is put in front of you, because you never know when the $1 million idea is going to be ahead of you, and it also sharpens your skills. So I was faithful to both of those things. I studied, I mean it, I studied my flip chart. I was awesome at it. I took a couple what now would be YouTube videos and paid attention how to act my way through the skincare class. When I felt good, when I didn't feel good. How to add intonation, modulation, how to capture and captivate an audience. I studied and studied and studied, and I got better and better and better. I used strategies once I dedicated myself to that new trail. The other thing that I was willing to do that I find sometimes a lot of new people are not willing to do because they argue with success. People argue with success. They do it all the time. Is that I had to decide to change my standards. It was no longer going to be okay to show up for late for things. It was no longer going to be okay to be disorganized. It was no longer, I had to organize my date book. I had to know where I was going. I had to know the addresses I was going to. I had to know where the profiles were, with who the hostess was. I had to raise my standards. I had to raise my standards of what I looked like and how I dressed and how I applied makeup. I had to raise my standards of what my sales director expected of me, not what I expected of myself. I had to release my control to my sales director for her to tell me how high I should be shooting, what star I should be aiming for. That's raising a standard in every single category. This is what I believe. I believe that the best is always required. The best fluctuates, right? So if you have an emergency, right, and it's a Mary Kay work day for you, but you had an emergency, you still do your best with your Mary Kay in spite of the emergency, but it might not be the best day of your Mary Kay life, because on a day that it's easier to do Mary Kay, you'll do more. But some people have a tendency to use emergencies as a reason not to do Mary Kay. I don't believe in that. I just believe in no matter what I do, I have to do my best at it when I do it. Now, sometimes a consultant who is just trying Mary Kay or just beginning with Mary Kay, they're going to say things like, well, I won't do anything until I can put my whole heart in. That's not what I'm talking about. This is my opinion. That's a cop-out. I'm saying, when I have dedicated myself to do Mary Kay, and when I'm supposed to do Mary Kay, I do my best. And when I wrap Christmas presents, I do my best. And when I make cookies, and I don't do them so good, but I do my best. When you are willing to dedicate yourself, set your standard to be, I will be my exceptional self, my absolute very best, which, by the way, no one can tell you what that is. It's an internal thing. You know when you're being your best, and you know when you're not being your best. That helped me to trailblaze. And you know what else happened when I decided to do that with myself? Mentors started coming into my life. New things started growing. A whole world opened up to me that I never in a million years thought that I could ever be good at. And the byproduct of all of this stuff, standards, strategies, all those things, is then my beliefs started to upgrade. My beliefs in what I could do, my beliefs in how strong I could be. So every time I stepped out of my comfort zone and was a little stronger than the time that I was before, the next time I had to be strong, I could be even stronger than that, and I blazed a trail over there. And I kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And my belief grew more and more and more. And now I pretty much think I could do a lot of things that in a million years I never, ever, ever, ever thought that I could do. So I dedicated myself to what Mary Kay Ash, the woman, told me I had to do to be successful. And I did that consistently without missing 1 month, every month of my life for 15 years. And I ended up as a senior national sales director who celebrates the Diamond Circle for what is now, I think, 17 years. What seems like such an insignificant new set of standards and beliefs and strategies, what can those things help you to trailblaze? I did not know that trail was leading to that level of success, $5 million in commissions over my career. I didn't know that trail landed to that place. Inch by inch, it is a cinch. What will you decide to believe more, to set a standard of, and to go apply strategies to your life that when you look back at it will say, wow, what a trail I have blazed. I know you can do it.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know about you, but that's the third time I've heard that video, and I took another whole page of notes. I'm like, wait a minute, I already heard this 2 other times. So I would love to open this up to gallery view. I would love to, any of you guys can unmute. I would love to know what your takeaway is, because I actually wrote down some things today that I'm thinking, did she say that the first 2 times I heard this? So I really encourage you to go on my YouTube channel. It'll be posted tonight. What was your greatest, what did you hear? What was the thing that
I
you
loved
needed?
it when she said that she did the 30 faces in and out each month. And it was so ingrained in her that the company had to call her and tell her, you can stop now.
Yeah, she never missed a month. Nice takeaway, Connie. Thank you for that. Anybody else? What did you hear? Go for it, Heather.
Well, that she, even before she had her starter kit, she had a guest at everything she went to. Her second meeting, she already brought a guest. And I mean, think of all the stuff we've gone to where we don't bring a guest or two or whatever. So I think, oh, and she only missed one thing ever for having a baby. So you can bring a guest to anything. She's
Yep.
pretty amazing.
Mary Kay used to tell us, if you've had a great week, the meeting needs you. If you've had a bad week, you need the meeting. So it was never, and I remember the day Kelly and I would get to our studio in Concord. We'd get there an hour before our meeting. We'd set it up, put pom-poms on the chairs, put out flyers, get the sashes ready. You all would arrive. We'd have a great meeting for an hour, then we'd close it all up. I mean, it was a 3 or 4 hour event for us as directors. And I looked forward to Tuesday night my whole life, going to the studio, setting it up. And because remember, again, exactly what Mary Kay said, sometimes we need the meeting and sometimes the meeting needs us. So thank you for that, Heather. Who else? What did you hear? Anybody? Heather, you can share again.
Sorry, she just had so many great things. I liked her
No,
saying how
go
she
for it.
raised the standard, and that just meant in everything she did, being her best, even changing like how she dressed, how she thought, not being late, being organized, and then her beliefs. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. We've heard your beliefs from pretty much everybody who's spoken so far, and if
Yep.
you have the belief system, everything else will follow. So I thought that was pretty powerful.
And I think she said on that same on literally in that same sentence about there are days when you have a lot going on, and so your best in your Mary Kay might only be an hour, but give that hour your best. Like be the best version of you.
Yeah.
So
like
thank you so
she
much,
talked
Heather.
about the cookies. So I'm not good at cookies, but those are my best. So
yeah,
you still show up. Do the best for that day.
There you go. Okay, anyone else? Go, Janine.
Well, she said raise your standards and decided to try something new.
Yep, stepping outside our comfort zone. A little easier to stay inside our little box, but that's not where we grow. Okay, anybody else want to share? Unmute yourself, you guys, and just go ahead and share whoever wants to go.
Julie here. You know, I was very interested in the raising of standards. You know, when you look across, standards have become lower and lower. You know, we've gotten rid of the STAR testing in schools, that kind of thing. I mean, it's like they've dumbed down every standard. There's standards in lots of different institutions and government and everything. So when she said to raise your standards, and then she started talking about image, that really struck me because so many times I'm retired now. So, you know, I used to go to work and I would get cute and, you know, I wasn't afraid to approach anyone. But if you don't get up and get yourself cute, then you're not going to have that confidence to approach people because I mean, they're going to look at you and think, well, you're not very glamorous. Why would I have an appointment with you? So to me, that raising your standards and also becoming efficient at everything, it's true. When you're not doing your business, if you fall off a little bit or you're not holding appointments, maybe you can't do 30 appointments in a month, but shoot for 15. And I've had success with that. So I think that's where I'm headed, 15.
Good for you, Julie. Thank you for sharing. And I agree with you on the standards. And I will tell you, that's the one thing I admire about Mary Kay Cosmetics. When other companies have just looked the other way when it comes to a uniform or etiquette or anything, and our company will not, as long as Ryan Rogers is alive and there's a family member running this company, those standards will always stay high. And I think that's a good thing. Absolutely a good thing. Who else would love to share?
Just to add to that, I remember Janice herself saying that when she delivered a mascara to her neighbor, she put on her hose and her nice shoes and delivered the mascara next door. So I think, that speaks volumes of, if we want to follow where our leader is going.
Absolutely.
I heard Katrina Harris say, get up, get cute, and get out.
Love that. Thank you for that, Patsy. Anybody else? What did you hear from Cindy Kress?
Hilda.
Okay, Hilda.
Yeah, I just what she said about strategies, and strategies change, so, and the fact that she really delved herself into the studies of everything, everything about Mary Kay, everything Mary Kay. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
I think when she was talking about raising your standards, I used to work in an elementary school. And when I first started working there, I came from an office setting where I wore a suit to work every day. And when I started working at the school, the teachers were in shorts and jeans and flip-flops. And I was really conflicted because I came from a different environment. And so I spoke with one of my director friends. I said, I don't know what to do. I'm so out of place. She just said, keep being you, you'll raise the standard. Mm-hmm. So we get to do that is, Mary Kay has such a reputation of excellence, and people point us out because of that. We get to raise the bar for everybody. And recently, in different groups that I've been in, people got so lax because of COVID that they forgot how to dress, they forgot how to show up on time. So that's where we have to elevate our integrity. And that's, I think, what she was speaking to in my heart was we get to raise the bar and bring everyone along with us.
Amen, Patsy. Who else would love to share? Anybody? What else did you hear? Kelly, Melanie, anybody else? What did you hear from Cindy?
I'll speak. What really impressed me, everything that people have said, but how firm she was in her words when she said, I dedicated myself to change, to better her standards, her dedication and internal motivation really came across to me. And I just and the idea that she was willing. You have to be willing to do this work, because otherwise you're not going to change and grow. And so many, I find, people they're not willing to change, and that's sad because when you get to the end, what did you do, kind of thing. But more the oomph that she had in her voice when she said those words was very strong.
And everybody, it's a natural thing to resist change. Like even in the grocery store, they go, your favorite cereal has been changed. You're like, no, don't change my favorite. It's like, even if it's new and improved, we all resist change. But I agree with you, Sandy, when she said, this is what I wrote down. I decided to change my standards and always be my exceptional best. Raise the bar. She goes, I always do my best. The best is always required. Something else I just want to share with you guys. So when she started out, she said, A trailblazer is a person who has marked a new place and space for themselves. So it's not somebody else saying, Patsy, here's your trailblazing plan. Here you go, blaze this trail. And you're like, but that's not my plan. It's not my trail. And a trailblazer truly is one who decides and marks a new place and a space for themselves. And she says, was I scared, worried, and nervous? Yes. And I was worried what my friends would say. And I also love when she said, I loved being mentored, but I hated people telling me what to do with their agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And how many of you can resonate with that? That's the whole reason I'm not in corporate America. That is like 3.5 years. And I'm like, yep, this is not for me. So I want to share something with you guys really quick. When I heard for the first time 30 faces in 30 days, I thought to myself, that's my first inclination was that was a lot. And then I realized, well, wait a minute, that's 30 faces. And if you're doing groups of 4 at a time, that's really like 6 or 7 parties. It's really not that many. But I'm thinking 30 individual appointments. So what I broke it down to, and this is what I tell my consultants, and they'll all probably say, roll their eyes when they hear me say this, but 8 faces a week will give you everything you want in this company. 8 faces will give you a Cadillac, a unit club, DIQ, a car, 8 new faces a week from Monday to Sunday. And you know what, you guys, if you break it down, that could be 2 parties of 8. That could be 8 individual facials, which would be exhausting, but whatever. It could be, 4 double facials. It could be 1 party of 6 and a double facial. It could be 1 party of 8. But then you don't get off track. Because what happens, at least I have found, is that you do 5 faces the first week. You're like, that's okay, I'll make it up next week. And then the next week you do 7. Now you're behind a lot. And then you go the last week, you go, but I'll do like 27 of my 30 this week. Well, that's kind of like Weight Watchers if you put on a pound each week and then you say, but I'm just not going to eat the last week. It doesn't really work that way. So if you just literally would focus on 8 new faces a week, get a customer of yours, get 2 customers of yours to bring you 4 faces each. Because a customer is never going to postpone a party. That's been my inclination. If they get a shopping spree at half off, no customer that loves you and loves Mary Kay is going to postpone her party. So if Kelly and Patsy were my 2 best customers, I said to Kelly, get me 4 people. And I said to Patsy, get me 4 people. That's my new 8 faces, gang. I'm done. I'm done for the week. Right? So I absolutely love that when she shared about that. And then I think someone else talked about strategy. Was that you, Heather? Somebody said something about strategy. She said, I used strategy once I dedicated myself to blazing the trail. So it's like she emotionally got behind blazing the trail, and then the logical side of her brain kicked in.
That's Hilda.
Hilda, thank you. She went for the emotional side, like, do I believe I can do this? And am I all in? And she goes, I'm all in. And then she's like, okay, what's my plan? So that plan, that strategy, because that strategy will help you get from A to B, where emotions are not linear. Emotions don't run in a straight line. Anyone else want to say any comment about either tonight or any of the previous weeks? Anything you guys want to say?
I wanted to say, but I lost connection.
I know you came back.
Yeah. That when I'm looking at all of the speakers, they're all saying really the same thing, to follow after what our Trailblazer did, which is Mary Kay, and don't alter it and don't fight it, and just do it. Just do the work, period. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Because when you work,
you win. And so, Melanie, was it you at our meeting? Because the 4 of us always meet on Mondays to talk about the meeting. Was it you that said that Mary Kay said, or one of you, I apologize, I don't remember who said it, but one of you, other directors, said something like, well, Mary Kay says, well, why don't you hold a party tomorrow? And she goes, well, I don't have time. And Mary Kay goes, oh, maybe this isn't for you. Who was that? Was that you, Melanie?
No, I don't remember who said that.
I don't know. Somebody said that. So, or maybe it was on one of the other videos, but I loved everything. And I love Cindy Gress because she's very straightforward, very to the point, but you can tell she's got the heart of Mary Kay.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's always been such a captivating speaker, and she tells us here she worked at that because she knew that was part of being excellence. So yeah, I liked that because it wasn't enough just to blaze a trail, go someplace she'd never gone before. She was going to go and become better at it and be excellent at it. So that was that I think struck me. And like I said, we'd listen to her tell us how to, clean the refrigerator or something, teach us, because she's such a good,
she's a great trainer,
teacher. Yep.
And so you have to ask yourself, What is it about her presentation that makes it so effective? Is it the tone of her voice? Is it her sincerity? Is it like when you look at that, I always try to learn something from a leader like that I want to emulate. And it's like, what is it that Cindy Gress does that I could learn from? So I want to challenge each and every one of you guys. Look at your points this week. Now, some of you are excited about your points. Some of you are like, I don't even want to type it in the chat, but please do type it in the chat. I don't care if you have 10 points, type it in the chat. If you came on camera, you get points for coming on camera. So
20 points.
Is it
being
20
on
points for
camera.
coming on camera? Oh, all the directors get 20 points. But I will tell you, I challenge you to have your highest points so far this next week. Whatever your highest points were so far, I don't care if it was 50, 100, 350, whatever it was, I challenge you for this next week by next Tuesday night to be posting in the highest points you've posted since we started. And how you're going to do that is by tonight taking just 5 minutes and looking at how do I get points instead of doing it right before we get on the meeting going, oh, did I get points? Be proactive, doing it with intention. Thank you, Patsy, for that visual aid. That's great. And being proactive and saying, what can I do this week? We have a virtual event tomorrow. How many guests could you get on there? Do you have a hostess that's in an area more than 30 minutes from your house that you're willing to travel, whether it be virtual or in person? Book her. And I will tell you guys, the month is not over. If you guys have any idea how many more goals will be set, how many more records will be broken between now and the 31st. If you've not ordered the new mascara, there is a sample text. If you want it, I can send you. I have 2 different sample texts that says, hey, I got this new mascara. It's amazing. I ordered 15 or 20. So I said, I ordered 20 and I'm willing to sell them at a pre-release price at $2 off before February 1st. They have to buy them from me this month only. Otherwise, on February 1st, they go back up to $18. So look at that, you guys, and know that everything you do right now is helping you and your unit for career conference. Every order that goes in bumps your unit's ranking. It also helps you for Star Consultant. Every dollar you place between now and March 15th counts toward your star. And we've got, of course, our virtual star event that will happening. So every single thing you do. So let's just say your sales are not where they've wanted to be this month. Maybe you've been super sick. What if you had a double deal day? What if you decided tonight, really quick, you're going to text out to your top 20 customers and say, hey, big news, tomorrow's double deal days. For every $50 purchase, you get to select 2 items off the special deals. Women go crazy, and dynamic wrinkle limiter is on there, and the repair eye cream is on there. So those all be huge hits. And so what could you do? I bet you could have a $500 day, maybe $1,000 day if you got on the phone and you got on it. How would it be if you sold $1,000 between now and the end of the month? You could stay on target. You could do your $700 order. A lot of directors are running the new free product. I will show you guys just because I think everybody at the meeting should get a sneak peek that no one else gets to see. So I'm going to actually put me on speaker view really quick. And I'm going to just show you something because you're not supposed to see this. But you want to get mascaras, and I'll tell you why. This is how much real estate they're giving this new mascara in the lookbook. Not a half page, not a page, 2 pages. And it's got a before and after with 1 coat and then 2 coats, I think is what it is. It's like slam, check that out. It's got all the ingredients, the wand, the whole 9 yards. So you guys, I can't show you the cover, but you guys need to be a director so you can get your own buzz kit because that's worth being a director, just saying. But this is going to be huge. And what I will tell you is, did you guys know that not lipsticks, but mascaras are the #1 thing that people are willing to jump from brand to brand to find their new favorite? They won't jump cleansers. They won't jump moisturizers as much or their lipstick. But for a mascara, 1 minute they're a L'Oreal girl. The next minute they're a MAC. The next minute they're a Mary Kay. Like, get all of your customers. If you haven't sold them a mascara in the last 3 months, they're not a mascara customer of yours. Get them on mascara. So I challenge you guys to just pull out all the stops. Know that everything you do is helping not only you, it helps your unit, it helps momentum, and most importantly, it builds your confidence. And remember, when your confidence is high, you want to work because you want to win. And so what happens when we work, Kelly?
We win.
Yay! Well, thanks you guys for being on tonight. Now the challenge again is to have more points this next week. I don't care if you beat your points by 1 point. Beat whatever your highest point is since we've started, beat your best. Okay? And I'll see you guys all on Janice's virtual event tomorrow. It's how to do a smoky eye, which I don't know how to do. So you do not want to watch me teach that. You want to watch the makeup artist teach that. And then of course, Thursday night's our last sharing event for the month. So thanks you guys for being on tonight. Have a wonderful evening.
Nice.